Hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Noah Fisher to do a live reaction and podcast straight after the Europa League Conference semi-final, Aston Villa versus Olympiacos. Yes, for us villains, it's a disappointing first leg. We didn't really turn up. There was a few really horrible performances, lots of goals, lots of drama, and we'll be getting into all of that and much more after this. Okay, and welcome back to Coupe de Villa live reaction for Villa versus Olympiacos from the Europa League. And Noah, disappointing night for us villains after such a huge build-up, great atmosphere. The fans were really, in full voice, leading up to the game. The way that the players got met onto the field with everyone holding up the signs and everything like that. It was a great atmosphere, a great occasion, and I'm very proud to be in this occasion. But maybe the occasion got the better of the players because a 4-2 defeat, and it's looking like we've got a mountain to climb in Athens next week, or in Greece, sorry.
Yeah, an absolute mountain to climb, Scott, and heartbroken, to be honest with you. I guess a lot of Villa fans, I'm seeing reactions on Twitter at the moment, how I guess the big occasion we probably made our worst performance of the season to one of our biggest games, first European semi-final in 42 years. Weird feeling. It's not a good one, that's for sure.
No, it's and the game started quite well, I thought, at moments. I think we actually, I probably wouldn't say this is our worst performance of the season. We just had some horrible moments. The referee didn't seem to help in many situations for us. Little things went wrong for us, but we started the game quite well. There was a good shot early from Rodgers. The keeper saves, and then we go 1-0 up, or we thought we did. Leon Bailey with a header at the back post, but on further reflection, looking at the tape, there was a shirt pull from Clement Longley in the lead up. Some people might think it's soft. Yeah, maybe in the Premier League you get away with that, but I think in Europe, the referees are far more strict on little things like this, and it's a stupid shirt pull, and I think it cost us, and it cost us an early lead, and perhaps that would have been a different situation, different game. At that point, what did you think on that one?
Yeah, literally what you kind of said there, Scott. I think it does change the game massively. I think we love early goals at Villa Park, and we kind of ride the momentum of that. I guess you could say when we get early leads, we've seen it when we get early goals against Arsenal, for example, earlier in the season. We kind of just ride the waves, gets the crowd up and about, and it's not a real like a vibe killer, but it's just a bit of a letdown because I'm not sure it was quite needed, to be honest, Scott.
No, it was completely unnecessary. And Longley coming in for Pau Torres, there was a lot of talk about why is this happening? Is Torres injured? Because if he's not, this is a bizarre decision from Unai. Because you would think this is the time to play our best players. We're in the semi-final, we've got a chance to win a trophy, and Longley had some dicey moments, and this leads us perfectly into the first goal by Olympiacos, where he goes to shut down or win the ball, doesn't get there, overcommits, and El Rabi spins in behind. Matty Cash he's playing him on, just, and the finish sort of goes through Olsen a little bit. I mean, it's not the cleanest of strikes, but that's 1-0 to Olympiacos, and we're on the back foot straight away.
Yeah, big time. And it's a game of fine margin, Scott. We talk about the Leon Bailey goal being ruled out, and Matty Cash just not quite playing offside enough. Not playing offside, I should say. But, I mean, a lot of people can blame Olsen if you want, but I'm not sure. It's so many things in the game that it's not all Olsen's fault. Not everything's Olsen's fault. I thought he wasn't too bad, but I just don't understand why Pau Torres wasn't playing. I think that's a bigger mistake than other things. I think if he's not injured, he has to play. It's our biggest game in a very, very long time. And as much as I do like Longley, I think he's been good for us this season. It's just not the game I would have wanted to see him playing over Pau Torres, if you know what I mean. Like, I think he's so critical for us. His distribution is great. We just couldn't really clear the ball out properly. And I mean, there's a comment here from Josh that pretty much literally says that as well, just how critically we probably missed Pau Torres'
Absolutely. We missed that distribution from the back, as Josh has rightly said in the comments. Thanks, Ken, for the super chat again. Morning to you, Ken. It's typical Villa in many ways. It really like we said, kind of getting so far, getting past Lille in that epic quarterfinal, and then sort of leaving, not turning up on the big occasion at Villa Park when you think, all right, here we go. We get a good lead here. We put in a huge performance, and we try and get over the line. Look, and then it goes to 2-0. El Khabib again, and this goal again was probably avoidable. Douglas Luiz, who I think we'll get onto later, he's had a shocking night. Let's face it. He was not in the midfield. He's sort of gone forward and left a big gap there. McGinn finds himself 2 against 1 in there. Goes to pressure Pedence, but he can't really overcommit because there's two against 1. So Pedence has time to pick up what is a lovely pass over the top, and the striker finishes off well. Some people are saying maybe Olsen could have come out quicker. I don't know about that. I think it's just a nice little header and a nice finish, and we got cut apart again, and that's 2-0. And now it's really looking like we're in deep shit, and we needed a response.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about the goal, to be honest with you, Scott. It's one of those nights, just everything seemed to go wrong for us. 2 against 1. I mean, we can talk about Dougie now if you want. There's a lot of comments coming in about what's going on with him. But yeah,
he had a bad game. Look,
it's one of his worst nights in the Villa shot.
Yeah, we can't dress it up any other way, and he's been bad for a while. We've said this on previous shows. His form in 2024 has been horrendous. I think there's no other way of saying it. We actually played our best games in 2024 when he was suspended. He's been at fault numerous times. We actually get back into the game. Ollie Watkins with a lovely goal. Matty Cash and Diaby did some great work in the build-up there. I thought Diaby was good tonight. I think Matty Cash, even though he had a few dicey moments, he actually had some good moments, and that drive and run that he had leading up to the first goal for Villa just before halftime really was a kind of a catalyst, I think, for us to get that good moment we had either side of halftime. We get the goal, lovely finish by Ollie, and you're thinking, okay, here we go, right? It's been a poor first half, but the momentum's on our side now. We come over halftime. Just saying that there was a fan who had a cardiac arrest at halftime in the lower Holt. Thoughts and prayers to them. Hopefully they're okay. But then, there was a little bit of an extra delay in the halftime. We have You come out for the second half, and Diaby with a lovely goal, a lovely finish, makes it 2-2, and you're just thinking at that point, you're thinking, well, here we go. We've got it back. It's 2-2 now. We've got, sort of 40 minutes, to go here, and we can get a lead, and, we can turn this boat around. But then the penalty. And what did you think of the penalty for Dougie's handball?
Yeah. I mean, it keeps talking about how bad of a game he kind of had. It was such a poor game, and there's never in doubt. If people say it's not handball, I mean, if that happened, let's say that's one of their players, it's a pen every day of the week for Villa fans saying that, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I think it was a penalty, and look, we weren't up to the races today, Scott, and we got beaten by, I think, the better side on the day, and I mean, it could have been more, to be honest with you, and that's how we were, like our form at Villa Park has been shocking to start the season, like 2024, so I say.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 goals at home. When was the last time we shipped 4 goals at home?
It doesn't happen very often. There's a lot of questions that need to be asked about, like personnel, like we said before about Longley playing. Was that the right decision? Could we have gone for an Irubunum, to sort of maybe be a bit more solid in the middle of the park? I mean, I know that, Dougie and John McGinn have done it before, but, Dougie's just having such an awful run of form that maybe we just got to change that dynamic up a bit, especially looking forward to Brighton on Sunday. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But, I think maybe we could have had a penalty with Bailey, who was tripped in the first half, coming into the second, sort of the later stage of the second half. He got put down, but there was no penalty there. But then the penalty for against us, the handball, Dougie has no need to put his arm up there. That was just completely silly. And, he just has the brain farts, recently that are really costing us.
Yeah, big time. I got to stop you there for a second, Scott, because Gaz is an absolute legend. Have a drink on us. I tell you what, I could do with a drink right now. It's 7:27 in the morning, and I could already have a couple of pints. I'm telling you that much. But Gaz,
thanks, Gaz. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's thanks for that so much, and makes us feel a little bit better in the somber mood we are in. But look, let's, if we want to talk a positive, Chelsea did beat Tottenham tonight.
They did.
So, like I saw a good tweet from someone saying, everyone's been saying, what would you rather, top 4 or Europa Conference? Well, that might have been decided tonight, because we might have got both. We might have been knocked out of one and have secured the other. So if that is the case, then we shouldn't be too down. But look, after watching what we've watched, you can't help but feel disappointed. Then, of course, there's the deflected goal as well. Again, just to rub salt into the wounds. Douglas Luiz, again, I think has to come out and close that guy down. He's sort of just like in no man's land. He's not picking anyone up. He's not filling a space. He's not putting pressure on the ball. And Konza turns his back as well, which I never like to see. You should be taking that in the face, or just, kind of watching the ball. If you turn your back, anything can happen. Comes off his back. And then Olsen sticks up a sort of a weak hand. I think he can do better. I think Martinez saves that, Yes, he's wrong-footed and it's a deflection, but it's not that far away from him, and he does get a hand on it, and you think, well, keep it out, mate, because we need you to right here. But he didn't manage to do it. 4-2 down. You're thinking, come on, can we get something in this game? Can we get a late run going? They bring on Zaniolo. We bring on Duran. Duran has a shot straight away, and I'm thinking, okay, here he is, the chaos master. He's in. Can he pull something out like he has before? And he gets felled for the penalty. And Douglas Luiz, gets his chance to redeem himself after what had been a poor game, and he just it's like once there was the delays around the penalty, with Diaby and one of their players kind of wrestling over that spot on the edge of the D. I was just thinking, what are we doing? This isn't good. This doesn't look good. And then, outside of the post and out, and it's going to be a 2-goal deficit going to Greece.
Yeah. Talking about the deflected goal, I mean, I think it's easier said than done, to be honest with you. I don't think anyone was saving it. It's a deflected goal, wrong footed. Okay. Like on replay, it's a lot easier to say, oh, yeah, you should save that. He got a hand on it. I think that, he got a hand on it. That was well done to him. I think that not many keepers in the world save deflected shots like that. On the Dougie Luiz penalty, it just sums up our night. It really does sum up our night. And look, there's a second leg. There's a lot of people saying there's a second leg, and there is. We have the best manager we probably wanted in this situation. And it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Emi Martinez is back, hopefully, for the second leg. That's obviously the plan with this hamstring injury. But there's a big game on Sunday now with Brighton, and we win that. That pretty much secures Champions League. They need, 12 points from 4 games. And they've got City and Liverpool. So it just about secure it for us if we got the win. And there's some big games coming up, Scott, but none bigger than Brighton. And then a big, big second leg. Let's look forward to that, I reckon, because we're still in it. Absolutely. In the second leg.
Absolutely. And, the away goals rule doesn't count anymore. Thank God for that. If the away goals were still in, I think it would be pretty much done. But if you had to sort of divvy it up percentage-wise as to who's going through to the final, how would you divvy it up?
Give us a 90% to them, I reckon. It's. I don't like to be negative. Scott, but 4-2 down, they're a hostile place to go. The only reason I'm keeping it 10% is because of Unai Emery, and I think he'll absolutely shove a rocket up their ass. And Lille gave us a good run for it. Why can't we? I know they were home in the second league, but why can't we do something similar?
Absolutely. I think 90-10 is probably about fair. But an early goal for us, and things can change. Football's a weird game. Things like this have happened before, but I'm not really too confident. But looking forward to Brighton now. That's the only thing we can do. We've got to bounce back, try and get some form back, try and get some 3 points in that match. Brighton are in horrendous form themselves, so it's a good opportunity to go there and get a good result. But they're a good team, and look, they still knock the ball around well, play some good football, Brighton. So that's not going to be easy at all. And just hope we can sort of respond, because this season has been so positive, and we've played some great football. There's been some outstanding performances by the majority of the squad, and for it to fizzle out a bit come the end of the season would be disappointing. So let's get top 4 pretty much wrapped up on the weekend. That would be sensational. And and then we can go to Greece and just give it a red hot go.
Who knows? Who knows? Give it a crack. Go down fighting. That's what we do. I don't want our season to be, hit by this hard, because we've had such a good season, Scott. I know kind of everyone thought we would win the Conference League. Yeah, but it's not an easy competition to win. It proves it. Olympiacos are a very, very good side. You give them some chances, and
we've got an Olympiacos fan in the chat as well.
Welcome.
GO7. So congratulations, you guys. You guys were the better side today, but it's only half time, and look, let's hope it's a good come from behind performance from our point of view. But if you boys should be proud of the way you played, and look, let's just keep going, because
Scott, if we get an early goal next week, it's on. Mm-hmm. It is 100% on.
But
yeah.
Do you think Dougie will take the next penalty for us if we get
Yes.
another one on the weekend.
Yes.
You think so?
I do. I do. I think he has. He's our best penalty taker, Scott. I think the moment got to him. So, look, these things happen in football. Yes, it wasn't his day. I wouldn't have had him taking the penalty after the game he'd had, to be honest with you. But he's our penalty taker. He hasn't missed one this season until tonight.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
I could see a situation where Ollie takes it.
I mean, I could.
He might think,
could.
Yeah.
But I think that he's our go-to penalty taker. You know, when Frank Lampard used to miss penalties, he would take the next one.
Sure,
That's
but
what I
Ollie was our go-to penalty taker for a while until he missed.
Yeah, but look at his record.
It's not great. But
people here give Watkins a pen. I would get him on Sunday, absolutely, to get him into
Yeah, I could see Watkins, given another chance, but we got to start putting them away, and we got to start, kind of getting our mojo back, because after the Arsenal and Bournemouth, games, I really thought, we sort of got over our hump, and we started to get our form back and started to get our combinations and patterns of play. And it was feeling like we were going to finish the season strong. But, it's, Chelsea, we didn't really play very well, got a point, probably didn't deserve it. And today, look, I thought going forward, Bailey, Diaby, Rogers, Watkins look good at times, but just too many sloppy passes in the midfield, too many sloppy passes from the back, mistakes, it's just cost us. You can't defend like that in the box. No. You can't, in both boxes, you can't pull people's shirts. You can't put your arm out when someone's having a shot. These sort of things, little things like that, like just cost us. Like if we, and you've got to hit the target on penalties as well.
Yeah, big time.
So those three errors there, the long lay pull on when we scored the opening goal and it was chalked off. Dougie Luiz, sticking his arm up for their penalty and missing his own penalty. We changed those three mistakes and we come out on top. So it's exactly. Fine margins, and that's what it's like in Europe, especially. Like fine margins get you through or knock you out.
But again, you've got to give this, like, Olympiacos were incredible. There's a few of them in the chat now that having a bit of fun, but they should enjoy a win like this. To be honest, Scott, they should enjoy a win like that, and it's fair play. But they're clearly not at Villa Park, and they're just watching in Greece. But that's okay.
Well, they had a great time in Birmingham. Apparently,
I saw it on Twitter. Like it looked good, and it's. I mean, teams like that always travel well, and they've always got an amazing fan base, which I think we'll see on next week. But
that's it. And they're a club that's in Europe every year. They're experienced in these sort of competitions, and it's our first European campaign for many years. So you got to live and you got to learn. You got to learn your lessons from these games. You got to learn when to be smart, when to be focused, and I'm sure we'll come back strong. Even if we do get knocked out next week, we'll fingers crossed we're in the Champions League next year, and we can put up a good show there. But we're not out yet. It's only half time, like everyone's saying.
Only half time.
And look, I would love it if we were to turn this round, and it just shows you that this competition isn't a Mickey Mouse competition. If we do go on and get a good result next week and get to the final, and
we've earned it.
We've earned it, and I think the fans will appreciate it. Maybe a bit more than some of us have already, because I am absolutely gutted. I'm very disappointed. I want a trophy. I've said this for weeks. Top four or the trophy. Give me the trophy. I want the trophy. Because trophies bring success and and give a winning mentality. And we could get to the Champions League next year, yes, that would be fantastic. I understand the financial implications and all of that. I agree. It's a huge thing, and I want both. But, um, you know, I was, 15 years old last time we won a trophy, and I want to feel that that same feeling again. And
Exactly,
we're
that's right.
still in it. We've still got a chance, and we've got goals in us. We always have this season. We've scored a lot of goals, so I'm not worried about that. I think we will score in Greece
Oh,
next
absolutely.
week.
We'll go for it. We'll go for it.
Mm,
Absolutely go for it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a horror show, Gary. It was a horror
It was
show.
indeed.
There's not really many positive things you can really say after that.
The
It'd
one
be
thing I can
interesting.
say, Scott, is Ollie Watkins scoring again.
Yeah,
That's the one
and
positive for
that's
me. 27 in all competitions.
27 in all competitions. And look, I think he needed a goal as well. Because he'd gone a couple of games without one, and looking forward to seeing how he goes on the weekend. It's a new competition again. We're back to the Premier League. So
it's a massive game.
It is a massive game. So
we can't be down. We got the boys, like especially the players and the fans, be up for this one. It's a great trip down to Brighton. The weather in England's getting nice, and now get down to the beach, have a few beers before the game, and get to their stadium and let's do it. Let's just get the Champions League secured as well.
And look, we've got a great record against Brighton. We seem to be their bogey team. We always get good results. Even when we were struggling, when we first got promoted, we'd seem to get results, against them. So, hopefully that continues on Sunday.
Big time.
And Tottenham, of course, have got is it Liverpool this weekend? I think maybe. So we could be miles ahead of them come the end of the weekend. So that's
one Premier League goal for Tommy to get an Ollie Watkins shirt, Ken. One more.
Yep. He needs 20 Premier League goals. So I think it's going to come. I think it could come this weekend. Why not? Yeah. Absolutely.
No.
So was anything else you wanted to say about this game? I think we're just going to sort of wrap it up at a nice, even sort of half an hour. But, you guys have been great. Is there any questions you guys have got in the last few minutes before we sign off? Any
heaps of people in here on Twitter again. So if you're new on Twitter, drop a follow.
Yeah, drop it.
Get into YouTube, get involved in the live chat. It's been another great one, Scott. And I know it's very early for you. Almost 6 o'clock in the morning for you now, Scott?
Yeah, I've been up since. I've been up since 2:30 a.m. So it's these European matches have been difficult on the sleep, but
see, normally I can't watch them. Normally I'm at work at this time, but I'm not working. Done an hour and a bit, so I was able to watch my first Europa Conference League game of the season. Maybe that's the issue. Because I was watching tonight.
I've watched them all. And how would you rate the European season overall? Because I think it's not over yet. I'm not saying it is, but I think I have loved it too. I think we've been sort of pretty disappointing in a few games. Maybe a bit. It's been tougher than maybe expected as well. I would say, like, we've lost in Warsaw, we've drawn in Zrinjski Moscow. We lost to Lille, and that was a difficult second leg, but we got through on the penalties. Away at Ajax was a difficult game. So
how do I rate it overall, Scott?
Yeah.
As a fan's perspective or as a game's perspective? Because I think it's been great to see fans traveling all parts of Europe, those small towns as well. I think it's been absolutely fantastic. And on the field, I think you go to some of these tough places, they're hard to get results at. They're not easy places to get results at. It's a lot different to going to Bournemouth than it is going to, Zrinjski Mostar.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The conditions are different. The fans are crazy. It means so much to them. And and Olympiacos is going to be no different next week. It's going to be a fiery atmosphere. And look, this will only make us better. Like
I think so too.
This will only make us better. Going into next year, no matter what yeah, no matter what happens next week, So, fingers crossed, we can get a goal early and we can really just have a red hot go at it. And 2-0. Why not? It's happened
Exactly.
before.
Let's do it.
It will happen again. We went to AZ Alkmaar and won 4-1. So, we have done it this season. So, that's hope for the best and try and put this one behind us. So
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah. So, guys, I think we're going to wrap up there. Commiserations to all of you, and I hope you're not too down tonight. And look, we will be back after Brighton, so make sure you keep your socials on. You make sure when we're going live next, and Tommy will be back for that one. And check us out on all the socials on Spotify as well. You can listen to these episodes, and we will be back after Brighton, up the Villa. Heartbreak tonight, but we will be back next time. Up the Villa. See ya.